They'll be calling you a radical. Kevin Blanch, the 4th anniversary of the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. This happened all randomly, and it's like running this long race for 1,240 days. And you know, people have said my videos have been repetitive, they've been whatever. No, they haven't. I really equate a lot of my work to an artist who's passed now named Michael Lombardi, who used to take little pennies and he would circle them. Do you see these plain drawings just on plain vanilla paper and connect the entire lead up clear into the 90s of 9/11 in contemporary media reports? And it was all right there, hiding in plain sight. By the way, his art's incredibly famous in Europe. Nothing here, nothing here. He's dead. You know, was he schizophrenic, paranoid? Absolutely. But, you know, the early days of this, why? Because those people have extremely high IQs, which in the early days, especially of this incredible genre. Let me turn the camera just a little so we can get a beautiful, beautiful view this morning. Yeah, they got it early, and you know, I understand that. I've over-understood this. I didn't know, it's like running a long race. When I got, the day Fukushima happened, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia. I stood right here, did my favorite video still. If you believe the media, if you believe anything the media is telling you, then you remember Jessica Lynch went down to Valor. Remember Pat Tillman fought off 9 million Al-Qaeda, and I went on that rant. And what beautiful art I did. What intense art. Remember before this happened, video art was not my genre. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I paint. I have probably about 100 paintings that are really solid pieces, that amazing pieces. And I've painted somewhat, but once I got leukemia, I was afraid of the fumes of the paint. You know, video art is, I said, that piece we did in New York City in front of the MoMA, which I absolutely love, that's on my seat. Wow. Wow. I painted a lot of videos, almost 1,500 of them. It's a nice group of work, important work. America is toxic. You know, this report comes out, which I've known this the entire time, that they've been doing this whole time. My PhD way back exposed they have 252, and people used to argue with me clear back in the 90s as I painted, you know, the nuclear triangle, the nuclear vagina in 1994. You know, I never thought I'd get this brutal disease. And so, like running the race at the end, the last few days have been beyond chaotic. That trip in New York and all my trips that I've done, I want people to understand, very sick, very stressed. I don't think people have any idea. I had AML de novo leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. 7 months later, stomach ache. Incredible, brutal, radical form of leukemia that kills almost everyone. 10 different doctors sent me home to die. One, I mean, I know now. I took him over a card yesterday. I know now that if I'd have been any other place in space and time in the world, I would have passed. There was only one oncologist who was going to figure this out, and that's because he knew me. His father and brother, both downwinders, died of this. He knew my path. He knew me as a boy, and he put the work in me because he loved me and he cared about me. And he overrode everyone. And they were all wrong. One guy was right. And he believed in me. And even then, the survival rate is 0 on this thing. All but 0. I'm the very first guy they know of who's willingly, voluntarily done this without a bone marrow transplant and survived. Now there's another guy, Brian. I'm hoping he's going to call me this morning. I'm going to go get an interview with him, talk to him before I go on my walk. They did it involuntarily. Said he won't die and he's alive. Paths are so similar. I want people to understand how acute this has been on my neck. I've been so stressed out. I look back now, I've went through these incredible emotions the last few days because I went in the hospital the 5th, got back from that incredible, crazy trip in New York. It was brutal. You sit through Helen Caldicott's, you know, denier tea party for 2 days and see how brutal. And then so cold, go. I'm all over. I mean, wow. I get home in the hospital. I had no idea. You know, I've been following their orders the whole time. They walked in at 5 o'clock after all the tests and said, Kevin, it's over. What? You don't need to see us anymore. We're declaring you a survivor right now. We've talked a lot about it and whatever. It's been an amazing journey. You're an amazing man. We think you've done it. It's over. I can't explain the emotions I've went through the last. I cannot even describe them. I can't explain the emotions I've gone through for 1,240 days. I've never took 1 second of one day off. Beyond Intense, you know that great song, I Learned to Live Half a Life? You know, I tagged those songs inside that video. I want people to understand these dreams are written about their friend who died of this exact disease. Hart wrote that song about it. Gypsy, that was a girl named Robin Anderson, pregnant with a baby, died right here in Utah of this brutal disease. Stevie took the baby, you know, raised it. You know, I've understood this journey on this path. You know, the emotions, you know, because I've thought about it. I did the impossible. I have done the impossible. But there's another half to the equation, because I've been so intimate with so many people that have died. You know, and I haven't been able to really wrap my mind around so much of this. I'll go to Diablo Canyon. I'm going to do it the same way that I've done my life. I'm going to live organically like a mutated sunflower in the wind. I'm just landing at the airport. I've got my yellow suit I've made. I'll be there. I need a ride from San Luis Obispo, the airport. I get there, I think, at noon on the 10th. You know, I'll be at Avia on the pier all day the 11th, and we'll just go from there. And we'll document that beautiful blue lady. You know, I fought for her, she fought for me. But I've known they've been fracking and putting it underground for a long time. It was my PhD in the 90s. No one listened to me, just like no one will listen to me. You know, inside Helen Caldicott's Hollywood gives her speech about the Marshallese and says, oh, it's so disconnected from us. It's so, I'll tell you who's disconnected. Every single person who spoke in that freaking room is disconnected, except for Robert Scheer. And I got new respect for Noam Chomsky. I tell you, you know, most men just show up like that. You know, come when he speaks. He was there every second of the entire supposed vote. Libby, her incredible. She's such a hard worker, a nuclear heartseek. She's awesome. You know, Democracy Now!, their camera crew was there the entire time. Never took a second off. You know, he was there with his camera the whole time. You know, Amy wasn't, but he was. I'm like, hello. You know, Helen has got me blackballed because Helen raises hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I understand. You know, they're in the club. These are all war profiteers. None of them got it. None of them get it. You know, Robert Scheer, he gets it, not in the nuclear thesis. You know, Hugh Jefferson, he gets it, not in the nuclear thesis. None of them get it in the nuclear thesis. None of them. They're in denial. You know, that's because they've never had cancer in their bone marrow. You know, I guess they cannot see. I've known this freaking earth is being American toxic. Laura and I did this great video at St. Michael's. I always wanted to get married there when I was young. By the sea. I love that thing. You know, her and I, an activist, that's all she is an activist. That's all I am is an activist. All she is an artist. All I am is an artist. We're mutated sunflowers blowing in the wind. You know, I was like, we need to do it exactly. And she says, no, we need to be separated to show the disconnect. And that's what we did. This is American toxic. My past's going to change now. Yeah, I'll go back to my writing, my books, and I'll go back to my painting. You know, these videos, wow. Wow. Boy, did I paint a lot of videos. Wow. The fight's so intense. You know, it's over. My fight's over. Literally. My fight with the ML de Nouveau is over. The most intense fight in my life by 1 billion times over. And I've had some intense fights in my life. It's over. You know, the fight to save the Pacific, the fight against these, and I cannot believe that Idaho National Lab, this is what I fight here. This should be the biggest fight in all of Utah, in all of the world right here, because it's happening here. They're setting the playbook to put small nuclear reactors all over. They're going to do it. They're going to build a lab, and nobody else is fighting but me. It's the biggest lying scam piece of shit there is. I've learned a lot about humanity along this path. It's like my hats. You know, it just shows you. People can just think, oh, this, because I go from blue or red, whatever. The chemo burned through the top of my head. Burned down my legs. The chemo freaking annihilated me. Oh, why'd you take chemo? I was dying. I was stage 10. They call them, rate them from 1 to 10. Not stage 5, I was stage 10. No chance to live. Only 10 to ever walk out of there. Ever in the history of the unit. It was a Hail Mary. I was all but dead. Chemo destroyed me. So I've had to come back from the chemo. The clothespins, you know, metaphorically, we're all hung out to dry. Every one of us have hung out to dry. The hats were to protect my top of my head, where the chemo burned through the top of my head. America is toxic. Literally, figuratively, intuitively, spiritually. Jesus died so I could be rich. America, this is a toxic time we live in. Culturally. The theme, the scenery, the byproduct, the intuitive nature, the intuitive mind is gone. No conscience, no subconscious, no love, no respect, no honor, no dignity, no path. They've lost their path. They've lost their light. Not me. You know, I've relied on my intuitive spirit. I've relied on the strength that was given to me through my father, through my grandparents, through my path, through the scenery, through the water, through that mountain. You know, American toxic. We'll go on, I'll go back to my art. The 4th anniversary, this has been an incredible, horrible fight. And people want to come around now, as late as the New York and Seoul election will collect money. It's too late. It's way too late for any of that. We did the work. There's plenty of us out there that we did the work. So there's no need for you guys to write articles in New York or whatever, all these things. It's already been done. It's too late. It's too late. You did a dishonor and a disservice to us, but us as a small group, we did an honor to humanity. You know, I believe they're Pulitzer Prizes right here. I believe they're freaking all kind. Well, that's all been hijacked. They gave a Nobel Prize to Marie Antoinette as he drones babies. The work's already been done. You missed the boat. For 4 years, the work's done. But we have this incredible, powerful genre called YouTube that recorded history. This is a library. This is an incredible genre. I painted a lot of videos. And this library, that's all Google is. That's all Google is a library. You know, the greatest library in human history? Bar none. You know, there's plenty of them that are going to try to burn the books. Not going to happen. We've recorded history. You're too late. You can come back and do anything you want. Now, it doesn't matter, you disagree, whatever. You can vlog, you can remix, you can twist, you can up, down, you can write in the New Yorker, you can report on TV, you can write PhDs, whatever. It's over. You missed the boat. It's been done. I'll move on to the next chapter. You know, it's like this, simply. I'll say this, simply. Social inequality, which is the most widespread in human history. I have the last letter of recommendation from the legendary finance professor Clyde Cooley, taught at the #1 MBA program in the world, bar none. In the theater for decades, did my dirty heart work in the street, hawk and trot my hand for 35 years. Simply like this. We're mad, we stomp our feet, we go to the street against social inequality. We hate globalists, we hate New World Order. What's a tariff? I'm a carpenter. What's a hammer? I'm a baker. What's a cake? I'm a fisherman. What's a boat? I don't like climate change. I don't like the atmosphere heating up. What's a nuclear reactor boiling water? What's spent fuel pools? What's no answer for the waste? What's leukemia? What's autism? What's my bone marrow? What's deformed children? What's asthma? What's all these autoimmune diseases? What's AIDS? Injected in Marshall to try to save his life. I'm anti-nuclear. Helen Caldicott's Symposium Fukushima was said one time by Bob Alvarez. By the way, Bob's awesome. One time. 4 years I've recorded this, dedicated my entire life. and make most mistake about what I could have been doing, even sick. Just watch my finance videos. When all you guys were saying, I'm going all in silver, I was saying short it at 47. Short gold at 1900 to the day, and there's videos to prove it. What I tell you about Apple? I told you they're going the Dow. A year ago, I told you going all Apple. It's only up 45, 50, 60% just this year. It's up, told you to buy it at $90. That's up how many? It's 900. Yeah, the derivative, because I don't support those usury slaves. Yeah, and all you guys say, oh yeah, this, that, the other thing. I protested at Vanderbilt's house when those were coming out. Videos to prove all this. I did the work. It's been an intense battle. 4 years. 4 years. 4 fucking years. You had the chance to do the fucking work. To the New York Times, to the Washington Post, to the fucking New Yorker, to the MoMA in New York City, to the MoMA here, to all of you. Hopefully this is Brian. That is. This is the other guy that survived. Hi, Brian. Well, they cut me loose. What a miracle. I had no idea they were going to do it. They declared me one of you. They declared me a survivor. They said they never want to see me again. Unless I'm sick. They said, you don't have to ever come back, unless, you know, we're sick. You know, we've had a long talk about this, and pretty amazing. Hold on, I'll talk to you. It's been 3 years since the chemo went on me. They marked on the day 3/26. Excuse me, 2/26/15. That was 3 years from the last chemo that went in my body, and that's Finbo, really. And he patterned it after your case. You know, they watched your blood works, and you know, so without you I wouldn't be alive, I don't think. You and Vincent Hanson saved me. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. I'm here to tell you, without you, there's no way I live.